Good morning. Sorry, a little late. Mary, thank you. Beatrice, thank you. Hey, nice to see you guys. Nice to see you guys. I'm good. How are you? Making Julia get ready. I'm gonna be we're going to the baseball diamond today again. Every day. I want her hitting 100 balls. 100 baseballs she's got to hit once a day. So I'm kicking her into shape, so it's nice. And gets me running, gets her running, so gonna do that after this. Jen, thank you. Anna, Nevada, thank you. Beatrice, thank you. No, I didn't hit any. I just pitched to her. She hits. And we play a game, so it's like if she hits it and I don't catch it, she gets 1 point. If she misses it, I get 1 point, and we do that up to 10. And then we take a break. Just for now. So just getting her excited, getting her interested, like getting her focused, you know? Charlie, Nikki, thank you. Diane, thank you. Denise, thank you. Je ne sais quoi, thank you. CJ, thank you. Blonde Loper with the 10, thank you. And then Irene, thank you for the 500. And then she asked me for a tutor, so I might be getting her a tutor. I'm gonna make sure she's going to school, doing good. So I might be getting her a tutor. But one step at a time here, one step at a time. But she's happy to have me help her. Special K, thank you. Rita, thank you. And thank you, Jill, thank you. Beatrice, thank you. Kathy, thank you. And thank you, Steph, thank you. I'm trying. But it's good for me too to get out and do stuff, you know? The brekkie looked good. That was good. Sonia, thank you. Yeah, the brekkie was good. No, I didn't get food this morning, no. But yeah, it's good for me too, you know? Keeps my mind going too. And then kind of keeps me focused on like, focusing on a craft like that. And then I got my stuff, my singing and stuff, but kind of keeps my mind off of it. Stephanie, the 5 gifted, thank you. No more DoorDash. Yeah, no, still DoorDash. Stephanie, thank you for the 5, thank you. But no, I gotta definitely stop DoorDash for sure. It's better to get it. Have you ever tried Khan Academy online? It's free service. Oh shit, thanks. Khan Academy, okay. I'll look into that. Thank you. Annie, thank you for 500. How's the weather? It's not as good as yesterday. It's supposed to even rain a little bit. So it kind of sucks. Montreal. He's got his Montreal shirt. He's all pumped from the win last night. Do you have batting cages? Yeah, somewhere. Like, there's batting cages around, but I think for now, just do this. Throwing the ball to her. Kind of just keeping it like a private session kind of thing. At least for like, I don't know, give it a week and see how much she's loving it, and then go from there. Good morning, good morning. That way you can be a pitcher. Yeah, I could pitch. And then running, like, I have, obviously eventually kind of step it up, but just see if she's interested first. Like, see if she's enjoying it, and how consistent she wants to play, and kind of go from there. Also has Julie's school website under guidance, so she can use resource time. Yeah, thanks, thank you. We had baseball and softball when we were, yeah. So that's what I told her. It's softball for girls, but it's the same thing, But number one thing is if she can hit that ball, So just practicing her swinging first, and then I'll practice pitching and stuff like that. But just getting her to do the fun part first and the hard part, which is, and also see how much I can kind of pick up the speed of the pitches and just get her used to hitting that ball, But yeah, for now, I'm definitely the best coach for her for now. Until, like, obviously, if she ever wanted to play, she would have to get a real coach, obviously. And I would still help, but it would, but for now, just getting her kind of into it. She's done track and field, but she played soccer for a bit, but nothing long enough. Like, she didn't, maybe a couple of years when she was young and then stopped, but, so she has that athletic personality. But after this session yesterday, she was looking 10 times better, way more athletic. She put the hat on, she felt amazing, so she has that in her, and that's gonna make her feel better, the more she's being athletic, so it's more for that, it's more for her health and all that. So Missy, thank you. Yeah, spending time together, exactly. I'm using a baseball. If she can get used to a baseball, she can kill a softball. So I want her to be able to ding that ball out of the park with a baseball at full speed one day. And then go to, Andrea, thank you for 50, thank you. Yeah, women's college ball is fun to watch. 100%. And women love sports, scholarships are huge, just staying on the right path. Cal, thank you for the 50. National Sibling Day, that's a coincidence. That's awesome. Who gets the point? One sec. I told her, you gotta be good in society, and that means sports, that means school, that means getting ready for a good job, that means not just settling, that means working your way up, that means having good connections, so all of these things you gotta start focusing on. There's only two paths, and you can feel how I felt before, very negative and kind of hateful and etc. Or you can have your chest up, get your schooling, get your sports, feel good about yourself, so kind of just trying to get her on that right path, and it helps me as well, right? Because I'm coaching and being in that kind of aura as well. So it's good for both of us. But yeah, again, it's just one day at a time. One day at a time. So important in sports, keep order. Yeah, it's sports. It's not about just sports. It's about just being on a good path, and that means feeling good about yourself. High vibrations. And sports helps you have that high vibration, not feeling low all the time, bummed. You feel good. You feel energetic. You feel excited. So it's just about kind of working your way up to be like that. So it takes time, especially when you've been at a low vibration and you're feeling but just kind of keep moving your way up. My sweetie with the 1,000, thank you. Yeah, that's what's important, yeah. Amy, thank you. My sweetie, thank you. Did you end up watching a movie the other night? One sec. Keep your questions for a sec. When I started rowing, she has a D1 scholarship. Nice. Did you fall asleep for sure? Yeah, I actually had a really good sleep. Good morning. Exactly, I trained for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for over 20 years, keeps me calm. Yep. And it's good to have goals too, right? Laura, it keeps you distracted from everyday stuff. Life's hard enough, so it's good to kind of hone that energy and have goals, Laura with the 5 gifted, thank you. Beatrice, thank you. Steph, thank you. Yeah, focus and build that energy, Yeah, keeps you focused, yeah. Andrea, thank you. Sports and anything like that can help your brain. 100%. Yeah, just having that focus, having that, knowing that, there could be everyday craziness of I gotta think of this, having to think of this, but you focus on sports, builds your strength, builds your brain, builds your focus, builds your ability to handle situations. So it's just putting that energy into one goal that's going to kind of help everything else around you, so sometimes it's where do I put my focus? So you have something that you're interested in, sports, etc. It's good. Is she cooking breakfast today, guys? No, she's not cooking breakfast today. I don't know why that's important when we're talking about sports right now, but so please don't cut me off. Thank you. Pauline, thank you for the 100. Thank you. Nice bat you bought her. Yeah, $130 bat. It was the most expensive bat there, and it's hers. I told her to keep it in her room. Have it nice, so she had that. Kids who play sports, high school, graduate with a higher GPA, 10% more likely to graduate versus kids who don't play. Yeah, it's I don't really look at the norm of things. I look at just you being yourself and being the best version of yourself, Everyone can look at your situation and kind of judge your situation, but I would say just there's things you can't control, and it's about just going out every day and doing your best. And miracles happen every day. Somebody could see you and call you on a team. You could do this, you could have this, and so it's just about following your intuition and being the best, having the best spirits you can, Sometimes that takes a long time. Sometimes it takes going through hell. It always usually does. But it's about, like I said, having that focus and just aiming towards it and keep going towards it. Keep chipping away. You're not going to be perfect every day. You're going to have days where you're I don't want to do anything. You're going to have, but when you commit to something, you're always going to say, I'm going to do it either way, especially if it's making you feel better. And yeah, sports are interesting. It's a competition, which is life can be like that. It's hard work, which life can be like that. All of those attributes, it kind of just plays into our everyday living. So it's it's something that is such a healthy thing to hone in on. A great leader had an experience for everyone. Parker works with most athletes every day, and they're some of the most people. Parker's works with athletes every day, and they're some of the most best people in that. Busy day at work, I'll try to pop in. Was she completely new? Yeah, first time swinging a bat. Yep. Saw her yesterday. So that's her first bat. So I said, you keep that. Go to the day wherever you go with your whole heart. Yeah. Teaches teamwork and how to be coachable. Yeah. The thing I like is about learning how to win and lose and work as a team. Yeah, exactly. You know, you go through disappointment, you go through injury, you go through losing, and it's kind of just about getting back up, you know. You could be the best batter in the world and you could miss, you can make mistakes, you could miss, you know. But it's about not giving up. It's about showing up the next day. It's about still pulling up those pants, putting on those gloves, getting back out, you know. So kind of just teaches you to just deal with it, you know. Stacy, thank you for the 100. It was wonderful to see you. Jules, thank you. What made her pick baseball? I picked baseball, you know. It's not about her, it's about me giving. She doesn't know, you know. So I was just like, let's go play some baseball. And she was like, all right, yeah, there you go. You knew that, right? But I was like, let's go, you know. And she was interested with whatever. I could have said hockey, I could have said football, I could have said let's go for a run. And she was ready to tackle it, you know, and she fell in love with it last night, but she needs that guidance, she needs that support, and that's why I'm here to help her with that, you know. Of course. Of course. Yeah, great for her. Great for me too, you know. I'm the one helping her do that, right? Yeah. So, you know, it takes a lot of work, takes a big person to do something like that, you know. So that's who you're looking at right now. Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, sports teaches us a lot of qualities, discipline, 100%. I wish I had a big brother. Yeah, a lot of people do. You can get scholarships. Both my sons did at Carolina and Duke playing football. My daughter's got scholarships. Nice. Yeah, no, she was saying to me straight up, yeah. You know, she was like, damn, you know, I'm so lucky to have you. I don't think you understand. And I'm like, you know, I appreciate that so much, obviously, you know. But at the end of the day, I know that, and it's about doing the work. You know, it's not about me. It's about both of us feeling better each day. You know. Yeah, every day. I told you, every day. 100 hits a day. Listen up. Rhonda, thanks so much for the 100. Karen, thank you. Every day, chipping away at it. Doing together is the most important. She'll remember this forever. Yeah. Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah. Karen, thank you. Doing together is the most important. She'll remember. Yeah, 100%. You know, it's about her being better each day. You know, and I told her there's gonna be a lot of haters. There's gonna be a lot of negative people, but she's got to continue to just focus on herself. You know, there's different paths in the world. You can go down a bad path, you can go down a good path, but either way, choose yourself and how you want to feel. Where do you want to go? You want to feel athletic? You want to feel good? What do you want to do? Exactly. So just working with that. Work, fielding, catching too. Yeah, but in the moment, hitting balls. You know, Rhonda, thank you for the 5. Really smart, beautiful. Oh yeah, smartest, most beautiful lady I've ever met. Is your throwing arm sore? No, not really, no. So many lessons learned by sports. You could think much. Yep, when you saw it yourself. Yeah, and you know, she's young. She's 15. She has so much potential. So kind of just putting her there. She's lucky that she's not even 18 yet. She has so much time till she's 18 to become better, more athletic, more smart, and then kind of set herself up for a future. You know, you only live once. It goes by really quick. So just kind of putting her on that and doing the best we can. Nevada, thank you for the 100. Thank you. Dan, thank you. So trying to hone in on that ASAP. You know, good to see you as well. Yeah, it's not the perfect age. I'd say the perfect age is probably about 10, but yeah, she's starting a little late, but it's still good. You're making it better, thank you. I just want to sing too. Dude, she can do it all, you know, it's about just being on that good path, whatever kind of clicks, but, you know, kind of picking things to do every day to practice, not just for the big leagues, but for her, you know, it is too late. It does become too late, not to, you know, start playing something, but, you know, people get older and people have different things to do, and people can't make the big leagues at a certain time, you know, and for her to want to have a scholarship and do things like this, she needs to hold on to it right now, because eventually it gets too late, you know, it does. So not saying she couldn't coach or do other things, but if you want a scholarship and you want to live that university life that is a big deal and people want to live, you gotta hold on to it at an early age. So it's sad for a lot of people, it's sad for me as well, but it's something to accept and do the best you can with what you have, and not be delusional and do something with your life, right? Mindy, thank you for the 100. D-Rose, thank you. So it's difficult, you know, but like I said, she's 15. If she was 10, it would be a little better to start playing baseball earlier. But you know what? Start right now. She still has time. Grade 11, she could play softball. She could play grade 12 softball. And she could go to university playing. Or she doesn't. Either way, she's got that. So, but it's about honing in like right now, you know. Yeah, it's building that sibling bond, but it's not about building this isn't about a sibling bond. This is about her starting a life. Yeah, she's in grade 10 now. You know, it's not about, no, Julia's not making breakfast again. I just talked about that thing today. Stop asking that question, guys, seriously. It's not about building that sibling bond. It's about her setting up her life. Alright, this isn't about me. Everyone likes to make it about them. It's not about that. It's about her setting up a life. Okay? That's what it's about. That's what matters. Her having her own life. Yeah, she loves her brother. She loves her dad. She loves her mom. But all this stuff is ridiculous. People need a life. When she's older, she wants a life. She wants education. She wants easier stuff. She wants her alone time. She wants a house. She wants a boyfriend. She wants a husband. So it's about setting up her life. You know, it's not about this. All the petty stuff is not what it's about. Rhonda, thank you. Sorry to hear that, Mary Jane. I'm doing what I can, you know? The best I can. It's good to hear your advice because you've been there and did that. Yeah, of course, dude. You know, there's things obviously I would do way different. I would be better in certain areas. So I think just like honing in on that and doing the best I can with that, all those emotions that I go through, and kind of teaching her that this is how you do want to feel, this is how you don't want to feel, this is things that you could do, this is things that would be better for your future, all that stuff, you know. Shannon, thank you for the 100. Good morning. It's nice to have guidance for her to help her navigate her life. Yeah, dude, of course, dude. You know, it's not even something to say. It's something that's just Captain Obvious, right? That's, of course. Is the weather there nice? It's like a little cloudy. It's supposed to rain a little bit. So we gotta kind of work around that. But no matter what, raining or not, she has to hit 100 balls a day. That's mandatory. You know, she has to hit those 100 balls a day. I remember my brother, he died when I was a baby. I'm so sorry. Yeah, shit happens, and it sucks. I know. She'll do fine. She's so capable of anything. Yeah, dude. You know what? It's not about she will do fine. It's about let's make that happen. You know what I mean? You can sit there and say, oh, you know, and then this sucks, sad story. Like, do something about it. You know, get off your ass and do something about it. you know. Shit just doesn't happen. You gotta make shit happen, you know. So it's about taking that initiative and doing something about it. So creating a space where you feel supported, capable, and confident. Yeah. It's not about writing about it, it's about doing it. Again, you know, a lot of people just try to understand, like, the sky is blue, you know? Yeah, the sky is blue, you know? I had the best moment, my brother's still making them. Nice, good for you. I'm glad, you know? It's good. Shannon, thank you for the 100, thank you. But yeah, so she's got to hit 100 balls a day. Remember playing softball in and running to the mud in the outfield is fun. Yeah, dude, because you gotta do, right? Like, you have to train. If you ain't training, you know, what are you doing? Building up her confidence and she'll get determined. Of course. It's about, you know, the more she's hitting it, the more she starts enjoying it, the more her aim's getting better, her athleticism, everything just starts getting better, her focus. So just that repetition, bro. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So yeah, we're only doing 100 balls a day, which is a lot, but eventually it's gonna be having to, like, start going for runs. You know, she's got to do things that she's got to start watching film a little bit. You know, she's got to take time out of her day to do stuff for her. And I told her, it's like, this isn't about you making the big leagues, even though that would be amazing. That's the dream. But the number one thing is for you being better yourself. So it's just taking that time out of your day to do something for yourself like that. And then I said, you can go talk to your friends after, right? But I said, you don't have to tell your friends all this, you don't have to ask them about anything. This is just for you, you know? You don't have to, it's just something that is helping yourself, you know? So yeah. Of course, I give the best advice. It's about finding someone that motivates her and enjoys. Yeah. Did you notice your throws got better? I'm not whiffing it, you know? But yeah, you know, I start to loosen up, you know, and you start just stretching. So yeah, for sure. Even my running, like running to the ball, at first I was stiff, and then I started loosening up, feeling better. But it's just about having that good, it's all about her hitting that ball, you know? JJ, thank you. Yeah. Helping her build mentally, emotionally, and physically. I'm sure she's great for it. Yeah. Of course. She has to be, right? There's nothing, you know, if you ain't doing something with your life, you're doing nothing with your life, you know? And so you need that focus, you need that determination, you need something that's gonna drive you, you know? You need something that you can work on getting better at. You just have to, you know, everyone else is doing that. It's the work you need, right? Doesn't matter what that is, but at the end of the day, you gotta be doing something like that. Thank you, JJ. Yeah, get the blood pumping. And yeah, then also just building your personality, giving you something to do. You know, you just start feeling better about yourself. You know, if you wanna grow as a person, you gotta do that physical activity. You know, did your glove feel more broken in? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, something that will drive you. You see people go for runs for the first time, they kind of have that, like, you can see all the fats jumping around them, and you see their small person inside of them, right? Because they haven't been growing their person, their skeleton, their person, right? So you have to be doing physical activity to grow as a person, to feel better, or you're drowning in all of that fat and that weight, and you're just not knowing what to do. So that physical activity, moving, focusing on things, getting things done is super important, you know? And Diane, thank you. Sometimes you gotta be lost in the sauce doing it, but that's why it's good to have things to focus on. You know, if you have singing, you got baseball, you watch film, you do this, you do that. You know, just having those things to focus on, but not just focus on just to do it, to really get better at it. You know, and you don't really have to judge yourself too much. You just kind of keep doing it, and eventually a week goes by and you're a bit better. A couple of weeks go by, you learn a bit more, you're a bit better, and kind of dive into it. So it doesn't really matter what you pick, but picking something and sticking with it is just the most important thing to do. Jen, thank you. You know, Anna, thank you. And you can waste a lot of time thinking about things that you don't have to think about when you're not working yourself. Yeah, being consistent. Yeah, it's about not about the big, but having a goal for the big leagues is what drives you. You know, so I tell her, imagine you hit the ball and it goes out, you get a scholarship to Texas or Florida, like giving her that grit, you know. You just have unrealistic almost dreams and don't give up on them. You know, for me, it's owning a sports team, um, all that stuff. You know, like an MLB team or a hockey team, like just unrealistic goals that probably will never happen, but it's giving you that drive. You know, Kim, thank you for 500. Yeah, Jay's game, all that. Yeah. Yeah, of course, that'd be amazing, right? It's not something you even say. It's just obvious, right? I'd be a billionaire if that happened, but it's for that push, you know. It's for that structure, yeah, all that, and it's for that, all of that, right? Yeah. So it's good to have those big dreams and just don't give up on them, because you always find a way to get better and do better, and it's just bettering yourself. Just bettering yourself. What up? What up? It only takes that one time she does something that she doesn't think she could do to help her build confidence, realize that she could. Exactly. Exactly. Um, all of that, dude. All of that. But most importantly, about consistency, dude. If you're not consistent, you're always going to kind of wonder, or you're always going to kind of, at least being consistent, you know the results you're getting, you know, even if it's hard. Is baseball cool nearby? I have to check. We went to a further one the other day near my mom's, but I have to check near my dad's first one. How long does it take to hit 100 baseballs? I wasn't counting. I would say an hour, hour and a half. After the 10, we take a break. You know, so we take intermissions. So it could, I don't know, but we got time. We got 10. She's not at school today. Um, we're gonna do this, and then on Monday she's back at school, and then I'll talk to getting her help and gotta get her grades up and all that, and look into stuff like that. Yeah, we got baseballs, we got a thing of baseballs, we got a bat, we got 2 gloves. It's not bad at all. No, yeah, if it took 5 hours, it takes 5 hours. It's not about the time, just about doing the work. You know, we got all the time in the day. Missy with the 100, thank you so much. How did Mr. Zavaki? It was pretty good. I was full though. I was really full. But it was good. We put on baseball in my car and we ate it in the car, and um, yeah, dude, it was nice. It was nice. she's not on Easter break though. She just didn't want to go today. It's fine because she wasn't feeling good yesterday. So I said, you know what, on Monday we go back at it. Give her a little break and get her on her own 2 feet so she's more confident to get at it on Monday. No something to go to a game. Of course, man, we will. You know, one step at a time. You know, one of my favorite memories as a kid is when my big brother used to play catch with me. Nice, that's great. First time I tried golf, it's called putt. It was so much fun. My best friend was, oh nice, that's cute. Picture the car was amazing. Thanks. School's not for sure. Yeah, school definitely, man. School's not easy. You know. That's why it's like so important to have someone in the right mind state to be able to and have a plan, you know, if that's having that tutor, focusing on your sports, having like an hour a day of study. Sometimes people go to school thinking, I gotta make friends or this or that, kind of like get disorientated of like what really matters. But then also having that balance, that fun as well, you know? So just really like explaining that to them thoroughly and then sticking with the consistency on that path and showing them that, you know? Yeah, of course, having a schedule, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, peer pressure, but it's only peer pressure if you don't have focus, you know? Like obviously there's gonna be peer pressure, but if you have something bigger, if you have more pressure on something that matters more, then you won't focus on things that don't matter, you know? You'll be more driven by what matters, which is getting into that Ivy League school or getting into that baseball program or both, or, you know, those things will drive you and kind of make you more comfortable to work on. It's true, you know. A lot of people think it's impossible, you know. Most people give up before they even try, and that's a problem. I don't know if this has been asked before, but if you want me to teach her how to throw, of course, guys. You know, I'm gonna teach her everything, but like I said, in the meantime, batting first. You know, let's take one step at a time, and let's do the bats every day, and then once she starts having fun with that, start throwing to her more, catching, tell her to go run, hit the ball, she can go catch all that. Tracy, thank you. Does she have some ideas if she wants to go to university? No, dude, I'm teaching her, you know, she hasn't had this guidance to really get her excited about this stuff, so I'm kind of teaching her about all of it and showing her how exciting it is, you know, there's so many opportunities for you if you want it, you know, if you're the type of kid to go up to your teachers and talk to them about your goals and I want to go in this Ivy League school, they'll show you. They'll say, listen, you need a 90 average, so you better, can I get a tutor? Yes, you can I stay after school? Can I do this? Can I do, like, if you, whatever you want in your life, you can do it. You just have to show that you want that and you can earn that. So teaching her that, but giving her that motivation, you know, and making her stick with that motivation, you know. Batting cage, yeah, I said that already, but in the meantime, just personal, playing with her, you know, her and her brother, me throwing it to her hitting it. You know, a batting cage can be a little intense at first. Yesterday was the first day, down the road, for sure. Take every consideration I can, right? That's fine. That's so important, building the relationship with the teacher as well, is helpful. Yeah, with everything, you know, the people that are there to help and talking about your goals, you know, and forcing your goals, you know, not letting another person's vision fuck up your vision. So saying, no, this is what I want, this is what I need to do, how do I get there? If you can't help me, I'll go ask someone else to help me. If you can't help me, I'll go ask someone else to help me. If no one can help me, I'll help me. If I have to go email the school 100,000 times, I'll email the school 100,000 times. So it's forcing your goals, getting what you want in life, you know, and obviously that won't happen. A lot of people are there to help, but you gotta do the work, you gotta earn it, you know, so asking those questions, working a little harder, working overtime, doing this, doing that, kind of pushing towards it. Before you know it, takes you 5, takes you 10 years, you're in where you want to be. but it's about not giving up on your goals, you know. Stacy, thank you. Carlos, thank you. Day by day, yeah, 100%. We used to have a big family softball. Nice, I stayed away from other people. Yeah. Does helping her also boost your mental awareness? Of course. You know, I'm using it for my. If I was her, what would I do? You know, I'm giving her my best input. Carlos, thank you. Watch my daughter now, working hard towards her goals. Good. Yes, you are right. The ability to ask for help. Yeah. And like, do it, dude. It's the ability to do it, not ask. It's the ability to tell for help. I need this. Can you help me? You know, if you're not, I'm not going to be sitting there wondering. I'm going to be moving to the next person. But this is my goals. I need help. You know, and if you stop helping me, I'm moving on. You know, it's about doing what you need to do. My oldest played baseball and was a switch hitter. Nice. You always gotta advocate for yourself, 100%. Don't put control on anyone else. You know, if social media doesn't work out, I gotta work overtime. I gotta help her with this, I gotta help her with that, I gotta help me with that. You know, it doesn't matter, you just keep doing it. And it's helping you. You know, it's building you, it's making you feel better. You know what I'm saying? She's doing good. She's a natural athlete for sure. Ron, thank you. Goals are so important, of course. You're amazing, brother. Of course. You know, I haven't been perfect. No one is. You know, I make mistakes, but this is what makes me be able to coach. You know, my dad's mistakes helps me. You know, my mistakes help my sister, my brother. You know, so everything you go through helps. Your knowledge helps. You know, my mom, same thing. You know, so yeah. You know, and it's good. Yeah, teaching someone to be self-sufficient is the best thing to teach someone. Yeah, 100%. You know, and it's easy to lose that strength, especially at a young age. You get distracted pretty easy. So to have that guidance to say, not that you're wrong, but I get you. But let's just do 20 minutes today. That's it. Can you do that? Okay, let's do 20 minutes. That's it. How are you feeling? You know, being there for someone, showing them, you know, guiding, you know, in a respectful way. You know, it's hard, you know, but that's what you gotta do. Girl, girls, thank you. Alright, and yeah, not giving up, you know, not saying, oh, come on, you know, then they lose hope and you lose hope and now the hope's done, you know. It's about, even if we're doing this much, is that okay? Can we make a deal doing this and this and this, you know? Yup. Showing up for your sister like this is also showing up for yourself, building consistency. Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm in the shower and I'm like getting out of the shower and I'm like, do I want to go look at people online and wonder what people are doing, or do I want to put on some baseball? So I put baseball on. You know, it's like choosing those things that are gonna help you, but help her and help my movement, what I'm doing. You know, there's always time to have fun. There's always time to take a break, right? But it's just making me make these decisions that are choosing something for myself, something for my growth, something for my sister, you know? Stuff like that. Sonia, thank you. Stacy, thank you. Yeah, I don't know how much I'll be working on the Will's Eye with working on this, but it'll be good. I'll be going live to tell you guys about what I'm doing, but I gotta focus on myself. I get you guys are like, I want to see you every day. Suck the soul right out of me, but you know, you have to be respectful to my goals and what I want to do as well. You know, you don't have to be here at all, right? But you know, everything's changing consistently because I'm working on myself and new things are coming. So I get you want every piece of me, but sometimes it can be disrespectful. You gotta check yourself with that. Stacy, thank you for the 100. Having another brother as a girl means having a brother protector. Yeah, of course, man. We can write poetry about it, but let's get the work done. Mary, thank you for the 500. Karen at the 1,000, thank you so much. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever I do is for me. It's not about it being fine. It's not about it checking off the list. None of that. I'm not asking for your support. You're giving it. You know. Kathy with 500, thank you. CJ, thank you so much for 500. 100%. Missy, thank you for the 100. I know I say that because people sometimes need to be checked, you know, and it's not a bad thing. I get checked every day, but sometimes people are waiting to be checked, you know, and sometimes you just gotta check it. You know, I get a lot of people that kind of sit there dumbfounded about things, or kind of sit there, you know, like this, and the other, and it's more for their own kind of bullshit. And at the end of the day, I can't be dealing with stuff like that. It's ridiculous, you know. I've been dealing with that for 5 years. You guys are adults. Time to act like it. And same. We're back. Yeah, it froze, you know. But yeah, man, you gotta remember that, you know, it's about me, not you guys, right? This is my life. You guys gotta realize that, you know, too many people take it, they take so much into themselves because of jealousy or wanting a piece of me or whatever. This is my platform, this is about me, you know, this isn't about your friend group. You know, I'm glad you got your friends, but it's about me at the end of the day. And it's sad to have to say that, you know, it's ridiculous to have to say that, but it's something that people need reminders, because they'll sit there and say, gotta focus on ourselves 100%. Like, you're just, the things you're saying are just Captain Obvious. Like, you know, you gotta, respect isn't about always being right. Respect is about understanding and listening and taking it in, you know, not just having your own perspective on it, you know. That's where respect is earned. Missy, thank you. Stacy, thank you. Setting boundaries is necessary and people eventually understand them. Yeah, 100%. And I do, you know, I do every day. I'm a very lenient guy. I'm able to have conversations with people, but when it gets to a point, and this is why I try to really tell people that you need to kind of focus on what matters and not what doesn't, you know. And if you're feeling like shit all the time, like for myself too, and we're doing the same thing over and over, we're going to continuously feel that low vibration. Sometimes we don't believe that we can talk about something better, that we can't do something better, but you have to believe that. You gotta start that. You gotta say that. You gotta take that initiative. You gotta take that step. You know, a lot of people will think, oh, I need someone else to make me happy, or I need someone else to gain this or gain that. You'll always kind of be like blaming other people for your problems, you know, and you'll kind of get off on it. You'll know another person is stabbed in the back or whatever it is, but at the end of the day, you're never gonna get anywhere with that. That goes for me, that goes for you, that goes for everyone around me, that goes for everyone, you know. So it's just about like understanding and trying to do better for your life, you know. Pauline with the 100, thank you. And that's why picking up sport or picking up a focus or sticking to something or something like that is always going to grow. Share with 100, thank you. What up? Can't keep doing the same thing and think you're doing the same results if you're losing unhappy. Yeah, you know, and I get, you know, for me, I'm an influencer. It can be a lot of people kind of looking up to that and wanting that advice or that situation. So it is kind of a job for me to do that, and it can be difficult. So I get where it comes from. But I'm just giving you my best advice, not trying to be a dick or anything, but trying to give you my best advice on like every day on how to do it. You know, my best intuition, my best advice. Have a seat first in your family, of course, obviously, you know, and it's not about like I'll support you like a mother or anything like that. It's ridiculous, you know. You guys, it's about whatever you want it to be about. If if you want to support, if you like watching me and you support, listen, if I wasn't getting support, I wouldn't be on live, bottom line. Maybe once in a while to see for opportunities growing, but at the end of the day, if I wasn't getting support, I wouldn't be on live. I'd have a new life, you know? This has been my life because I'm getting support. This has been my life. Yeah, it's my job, but it's not really a job. It's more of an occupation. You know what I mean? If you're smart, you use wording right. It's an occupation, you know? It's something that I do, you know? And I'm getting support from it, so it's something that I do my best to give the best I can, you know? And it's about you going from there. So if you have any kind of attachment issues, that's your issue, you know? If you're that in love with me that you're just like, I can't, that's you to figure out, you know what I mean? Just like it's for me to work through, it's for you to work through as well. And that's just how it is, man. I've been saying that since the get-go. You have to go where the opportunities exist. Of course, man, the opportunities are here. I get paid, people want to listen to me, this is where I am, you know? If I had all male audience, I'd be treating them the same way. I'd be saying I love them. I'd be saying, you know, thank you guys. I'd be giving my best heart, my best soul. If I had, you know, anyone, it'd be the same. I'd be giving my best doing it. So yeah, it's not something to be sitting there taking personal. It's supposed something to take and do better with yourself. You know, if you want to look better, you want to feel better. All this stuff, you take it with no expectations behind it, because a lot of people sit there with a lot of expectations, you know, or if they don't meet their expectations, they put it in with regret, or they say this, and they're constantly trying to stir the pot or throw you there and push you there, and at the end of the day, it's not a good narrative, and I've been trying to kind of digest this and try to get people to understand this for a long time, but it's difficult, man. It's difficult, especially when you're talking to more people, and a lot of people don't do this, you know? A lot of people just kind of ride with it or ignore it, but at the end of the day, it shoots yourself in the foot, so you always gotta talk about it and understand it. It's not your job to be everyone and everyone to think it's yourself. Yeah, of course, man. I started making TikToks for myself, right? Wasn't to find people, you know, does that make you not want to come on? I make money doing it. I come on, even if it's the hardest thing in my life. This feeds me. You know, this is what pays my bills. You know, so no matter how much I want to come on, I'm not a baby. You know, I do it because I need to. It's because until I'm not getting paid on this, I'll go do something else. I'll go work something else. But this is where I get paid. This is what's fueling me. So I do my best to be the best I can, so I can get paid, and also give back and do the best I can, and hopefully grow and do even better. If the social media lives don't work out, no one really wants to watch me. Don't get me wrong, it's dropped, you know, before, but what drops usually comes back up. But just say it just stops. I stop, and that's fine, you know. And for people to act dumbfounded upon this, they're doing that out of being a total asshole. You guys know why Gavin's live. You guys know why these creators are live. They go on because it's how they make a living. You know, it's not something to be, oh, blah 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 blah. You guys are just being dumbfounded about it, and it's actually rude. Thank you to even put pressure like that on somebody, and to sit there and write in your diary about it or whatever the fuck you do. It's actually pathetic, to be honest with you. So it's not you don't act dumbfounded on saying like, oh, like, yeah, like even asking the questions. You guys should know, and you guys should accept, you know, and that's just how it is. You know what I mean? It's not something to be sitting there and wondering and asking the same question over and over again, and kind of sitting in this feeling of a cycle just because it's giving you a feeling. Just because it's giving you a feeling, you're gonna sit there and like play it up, and not move forward upon it. But if we start moving forward, then it's like, oh, but this and holding people back. It's a lazy kind of attitude that it's not. There's no growth towards that. So it's just, yeah, it's a dumbfounded kind of feeling, and it can be detrimental to growth, which isn't respectful in any way. You know. And I've been saying this for a long time. You know, it's my platform. You're here for why you're here, I respect everybody, but I've definitely been saying that for a long time. Long time. You know, so it's something that it's sad it has to be repetitive, but again, at the end of the day, it's social media. It's how it is. People, it's people. It's how the world works. If people aren't getting their way, they won't be there. But that means I always have to get my way. Because you're getting your way, I'm getting my way. That's it's not. We're not always gonna connect. We're not always gonna clash, but it is what it is. If you liked me dancing on camera all day and kind of got you off, and now I'm not doing that for you anymore, then hasta la vista, right? So it doesn't matter. I'm not taking it personal, but it's something that is just something that's reality. If you're here for whatever reason you're here that you like to be, and that's what you like to do, gave you that feeling, made you feel amazing. You're like, yeah, I love when he dances and does shit like that. This is what I'm supporting, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? But this is my platform. This is what I do. I show up. I follow my heart. I love the people that are watching me, and that's just it. I show my support. When I ask you guys, are you guys going to be there for me forever? It's about me asking for my personal experience. It's a question. It's not about me asking you guys, begging you guys to be there for me. It's a question. Are you guys here for a reason of you want to be here, or are you here for a reason of just because the fame is bumping? So a lot of people will be taking things like that personal, which isn't fair. It's coming from the creator. They're focusing on themselves and on me, which it just, at the end of the day, it's ridiculous. Tracy with the 500, thank you. Right? So it's something that needs to be said sometimes, and it's just that is how it is. Your realness will matter the most about you. Of course. I think if you're not being real, people at the end of the day, they don't want to hear what's real a lot of the time because they're kind of jealous of it that you're able to do that. But at the end of the day, they respect it. Because if you're not being real, then it's like, okay, so what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? So it's about being fully authentic to yourself and how you are, yeah, dude, of course. And I understand why it would be hard to move on from something. Just say you felt like, I'm not doubting the feeling that you have about, just say, I'm not saying this is true, but just say you wanted to do something else, but you feel, the pressure, because we spend 5 years on live every day, kind of build that connection. So it's like, there's a feeling of I care so much about this person, right? I understand, but you also always have to remember what you're doing for yourself, what's better for you always, so that's where I try to get people to understand what's better for you, what topics are better for you, what's going to grow you, what's really respectful for you and the person, don't forget about the person you're talking to either, which is me, because if you are missing anything from the person, then it won't be the most respectful thing, and that's a tough lesson even in my life. The people I talk to, it's like, is that the best for that person? Yeah, okay, it gives me, yeah, but is that what that person wants? And kind of shoots you in the ass a little bit with that. But yeah. Never totally do it. I feel like that's genuine. Yeah, I'm not saying you have any control. I'm just saying it's something that needs to be reminded of what I'm not doing and what I am doing, and there's two ways of living. We could be on a low vibration talking about dicks and being sexy and dancing and being in the gutter. Like, we got the grotto girls, gutter, we got gutter, like all these gutter, which is fun when you're 21 years old, but when you're 26 years old, you're getting to that point, no one respects stuff like that. When you're 26 years old and you're talking about things like that and do things like that, so now imagine you guys being 40 years old doing that. You think anyone respects that? Sorry, they don't. So if it's either you grow or you don't. and you don't put that pressure on other people, you don't get mad about it, you don't do this, you start to change, you know? Do you feel like people put that pressure on you? You know, people do anything they can to put pressure on it instead of putting pressure on themselves. So it's not about do I feel, I know. Like, this is how life works. Especially people that are not doing the best or on low vibrations. They'll do things to kind of trap you or make you feel like that and all that stuff. But yeah, you know, today they don't, yesterday did. I don't know what you're saying there, JJ. I see you saying, of course, dude, you do. You know, this is nothing that is. It's nothing that's like a surprise, right? If you're acting like it's a surprise, you're kind of making room for bad habits. You're making room for things that you're kind of just like, oh, okay, this is okay because it's, you know, but you're making room for something that's not okay, you know. So it's something that you need to like not make room for. Do you know what I mean? You need to cut it out. Chanel, thank you for the 500. Yeah, and it's not about saying it. You don't have to say it to see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can think like, oh, like, you know, there is a balance towards things. I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm kind of giving you a gist of like what's better and what's not. You know, if you're smoking weed every day, smoking cigarettes, doing this, do you think that's a good lifestyle? No, you know it's not a good lifestyle. But life's hard, but this, but is it making you feel better? No. It's not. So, at least don't act like it is. That's all. And there's no judgment towards that. But it's something that's 100% true. You know? Yeah, that's amazing. And that you can be there for any reason. You know? If you're there because of that, there might be other reasons as well, whatever it is. But only time will tell. Do you know what I mean? Only time will tell. And it doesn't, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter why you're here. You could be here for, it does not matter. You know, when I see something, I'm there for that reason. It doesn't matter. It's for you, right? It's not something to kind of beat yourself up unless you feel like it's not working for you. Unless you feel like, you know what, the way I've been, I'm just not feeling good about it. Then I would beat yourself up about it, but get over, pick something new, pick something better. But either way, it doesn't matter. You know, so what your life is your life, what you work through is what you work through, and what you grow is what you grow. If that was a good time in your life and that was what you needed and this and that, and I want to do this now, or if you want to keep doing this and it's not working, so you have to do this now, at the end of the day, it's not me saying like this and the other, but I'm giving you kind of my best perspective on like how I feel about it, you know? I think people just need to follow the vibe. It's not what it needs though, that's the thing. You're holding on to something that you need to do, or how do I make this happy, or how do I do this, and it's that's not what you're supposed to be doing. That's your whole issue about it. That's why you're writing in your journal all day or doing this or that. What can I do to be better? What can I do to like, it's not about that. You don't need to do anything. But what do you want to do? What's gonna make you feel better? What's genuinely going to make you move on? What's gonna do this? What's gonna do that? It's not about what you need to do. You don't need to follow a vibe. You don't need to do anything you don't want to do. Do you feel like this is keeping you from growing? I'm doing it because I'm growing. If you can hear how I'm talking right now, this is growing 100%. My image, who I am as a person, what I want to go to, my bank, everything that I do is for me. So do I feel like this is keeping me from growing? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't getting me any growth. I'm growing every time I speak, every time I'm here. So no, of course not, you know? There might be other things in my life that I have that is taking more of my time because that's where I'm growing, so that could be growing. And it's not about it being good, it's not about that. It's just, you know, I make my decisions for me. It's not about you talking to me and making decisions for me. I do decisions for me, you know, I'm not your child, you know, bottom line. But yeah. And respectfully, right? If I'm showing up, it's for me. That's what I'm trying to really help people understand. A lot of people take it in like this other way, you know, and it's for their own satisfaction, but it's not real. You can't be doing stuff like that. Yeah, I know. But if I'm here, I'm here for a reason. Do you know what I mean? And my reason is to make money, to grow my opportunities, to grow success, to put myself out there, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is, I gotta eat. If you like my time, you pay for it. It's donations. If I'm getting no pay, I'm not gonna be sitting here all day. I have to eat. I gotta feed my sister. I gotta feed myself. I gotta all this stuff. So if you really look deep in it, yeah, everything is about that. Everything in the world is about money. We need it. We need to live. You know? Yeah, no problem, Debbie. Stacy, thank you. Missy, thank you. And that's just me being honest. A lot of people don't like to talk about that because there's other things that go into it. But at the end of the day, you do need that. You need to live. You need to put yourself in better opportunities. You need to have things like, it's all about your growth and your success at the end of the day, you know? And yeah, of course, you know, you go to school for your growth and success, but you still enjoy what you're doing. That's why you're there. It's worth your time. You know what I mean? So it's about it being worth your time, you know? So I make the best out of what I do, you know? And yeah, at the end of the day, that's all I can do. And that's it. Helen, thank you. Pauline, thank you. Today is this, tomorrow can be different day by day. Yeah, dude, you know, and I think, but you have to have goals and ambitions, you know, and you have to work towards something, because a lot of people stay stagnant, you know, so about working your way up and picking something, like picking the baseball, picking the grind on that, helping out what I need to help out, health, wealth, obviously I have singing, etc., but working on you growing, you know, not being distracted by the noise and trying to people please or this or that or this. You gotta work on your goals and move towards your goals, you know. And yeah, everything kind of makes your goals, everything you do, but you always gotta remember to keep working on what really matters for you, you know. So that's why I continue to talk about this. I continue to move forward on this because at the end of the day, sometimes you get distracted and be doing stuff this is not helping me. Okay? Pauline, thank you. I'm just commenting on the I don't know what you're saying. Sorry, Debbie. No rules and yeah. Do you feel like you've been understood and heard today? Not about being understood and heard. You know, I don't care if you hear me or not. It's about me working through my own stuff. You know, if you don't hear me, okay, like there's nothing I can do about that. But it's about me being real to who I am and what I want to do moving forward and all that. So at the end of the day, that's not something I focus on, you know? It's something that if it catches, it catches. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, so I can't understand. I'll never understand if people can fully hear me or understand, but I can understand if I hear myself and how I feel about it. Alright? Yeah. Yeah, talking to yourself, but more like working through yourself. You know, you're in the public, you work through yourself, you work through it. You know, there's all of that. So yeah, I'm not just sitting there talking to myself, but you know, there's so much I can control. I can't. You guys, even if you hear me, you guys could be hearing a totally different thing than I'm actually saying. It could be on the lines, but it might not be exactly what I'm saying. Like, so, you know, it's work in progress. It's not about being heard. It's about understanding yourself and putting yourself out there and doing the best you can moving forward, right? There will be those who choose not to understand what's in it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, I think like if it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it would be great to have unlimited support all the time, but at the end of the day, that wouldn't even be healthy for yourself because that's just not everyone's on the same page all the time, right? Like people want to go do this for a bit, or they don't like when you do this, or they do like when you do that. Like it's impossible to control that narrative. You know what I mean? Like literally. So you just move. Carlos, thank you. I understand everything you say. You're such a neat path you have found in the way of this. Yeah, definitely difficult, but I wouldn't be in the position I'm in if it wasn't difficult. I wouldn't be able to work through this, so I'm definitely grateful, you know. But yeah, it's not the easiest when you have to it's not an, there's a lot of work, you know. The true people hear what you say, and sometimes it feels good to share. Yeah. Everyone hears you, but many don't apply to them. Yeah, and I don't expect that, you know, honestly. If it's totally your life, you know what I mean? I don't expect anything from anyone, you know. Do I hope? Yeah, of course, you know, it'd be nice, but at the end of the day, I don't expect, you know, it doesn't matter, you know. And, you know, the true people for sure, but there's going to be a time even those true people, like my mom, right? She's a true person, my dad's a true person. But at the end of the day, I grow, and one day there's going to be things they don't like. There's going to be things they don't agree with. There's going to be things that they feel like I'm separated a bit. But that's just how life goes. I'm consistently growing. I'm consistently my own person. It's not about, you know, but at the end of the day, they'll always be my mom. They'll always be my dad. They'll always be someone that, you know, yeah, you know. I told you for the reason I'm here, I support you even when you block me. Yeah, no, for sure, Debbie, and, you know, I appreciate it, and I think for you, you know, I think my obligation is to be the best person I can be, and that's what people are going to respect at the end of the day. It might not be exactly what you like. There might be things that maybe I agree with this and you don't agree with that, but at the end of the day, what you're really going to respect, especially on those times where you're feeling down, is me being the best version of me. So then you can be like, you know, maybe not every single moment, but in the long run, you know. So that's what matters, you know. That's what matters, and that's what's hard to focus on sometimes, because it's easy to get that self-satisfaction, instant satisfaction, but you have to instantly satisfy yourself by working hard for the bigger picture. So you're not really getting satisfied, it's more, it's a tricky one, but be the best person you can be for you, not other people. Yeah, dude, you know, it all comes to like how you're doing it. You know, if I have to please my boss, I have to please my boss, but it's for me at the end of the day. But maybe in that moment, it's not for me, you know? So it's not gonna be like, just please myself, it's gonna be work in progress, right? Hey, Denise, how you doing? All the time, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's all good stuff. Do you feel like you have to manage expectations all the time? No, but I think like I felt like that for sure, don't get me wrong. I think when people care so much about you and are also supporting you and helping you, you definitely want to give that back. You know, you definitely want to do the best you can to give that back. So I think that feeling is definitely there, you know, but it's for me to work through it, not get stuck on. It's not something to be like, it's for me to work through it. And the only way to work through it is to be 100% myself and do the best I can do. And because, again, not everyone's going to like everything I'm saying all the time. It's just not. That's just, trust me. Doris, the 25 gifted, thank you. Thank you, Doris. Doris is a great person, by the way. I talked to her on the phone. She's unreal. Yeah, Doris. Yeah, it's like, that's amazing and very mature answer. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult to understand. Like, I think I can help a lot of creators with this because there's a lot of creators that go through this. I think it's funny to see people that just started, like my friends, and they kind of don't know what they're getting themselves into. And it's nice that I'm able to help with that. As with any other friend, yeah, you have to. So like you have to always make decisions for yourself, but also hear other people out. You know, because you're not always going to be right. But at the end of the day, who's making that step forward? Is it you or is it another person? Like, who's closing your bedroom door? Is it you or is it another person, right? So you always got to make decisions for yourself. Don't get me wrong, you hear something else, you're like, oh, I could do that a little better. You're right, you know, but at the end of the day, you always got to make decisions for yourself, you know, which can feel tough sometimes because you value other people's decision, you value other people's perspective, you have a big heart, whatever it is, you know, I understand. And, you know, it can make you freak out a little bit because you can be like, oh, what if they look at me like this? Or what if I cut them off here? I feel like my world's spiraling. But it's not as deep as you think it is, you know? So the more you keep making decisions for yourself quicker, the better your life will be. Genuinely. I like to give my advice, think over, make more decisions. Yeah. Yeah, it's not about me being fine though, you know, you don't really tell anyone you're gonna be fine, just giving you advice. You don't want to be fine, you want to be great. And to be great, it takes a lot of work, you know, so you don't really tell people you're gonna be fine. Because that's not true. I could wake up with cancer tomorrow, you know, but so it's not about having that mindset. It's about working your ass off every day to be the best version of yourself. You know, that's what people want to do. How to make the best decision about people. Yeah. Seriously, yeah. Yeah, people's version of fine vary exactly. Um, you know, we don't have to get too deep into that, but yeah. God, we always talk. Yeah, well, you know, we always do, bro. And it's just about growing. You know, in the future, we're gonna have better talks each day. It's gonna be more productive. You know, I think this is more kind of breaking the ice for like what's moving ahead. I think there's a lot of change that's going on in my life in the way of how I am. You know, why? Because of things that have happened to me. You know, there's a lot going on, and it's kind of forcing me to grow up in a lot of ways, which is a good thing. So I just think, you know, you just keep chipping away, you keep being yourself and kind of growing from there, I think, you know, and it also helps other people that are going through a lot and they just don't understand why, you know, so making that leadership step, working towards it, is not easy, but it's worth it, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. You know, you're gonna feel clear, you're gonna not carry so much weight, you're gonna grow. I'm good, Kate. How are you? I'm good. Right? Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, I like the real conversations. It shows how much you've grown in the past 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, it's about, you know, you grow, you know, and for us, I think, you know, there's a lot of misery likes company, right? It's just life itself, right? But why not turn that misery into something like where we can feel good every day? You know, why not take that initiative step and be better each day, you know? And that's a hard thing because you feel like, oh man, I don't have the strength to do this. But at the end of the day, you always do, but it's your choice and it's your time. It doesn't matter. I can't force you to do anything. You can't force me to do anything. It's all up to you, right? If I want to go smoke a cigarette, I'm gonna smoke that cigarette, you know. But I can do my best to talk about how I feel, and maybe I'll reach out to somebody, or I can do the best to try my best, right? But yeah, it's just like yesterday, for an example, I didn't smoke one thing all day, you know. At night, had one cigarette, you know. Today I haven't smoked. Just don't even really want to, you know, just kind of doing better. Not that it's like, if I want to, I will, right? But just something that like not really. It's about your lifestyle, you know. And if you're just trying to get by, there's healthier ways to do that, where it doesn't have to feel so much, you know. But yeah, count exactly. Don't count the days. That's exactly what I'm saying. Don't count the days. Make the days. But yeah, it's every day growing, every day, learning and growing, all the time, right? Nikki Ellen, thank you. Side note here is looking good today. Yeah, soon it's time to hair. Hello. Yeah, there's no rush to go play baseball though. You know, just waking up, getting stuff together. Yeah, there's no rush towards it. Even if we end up going tonight, there's no rush towards that. I like your shirt, thank you. It's a great attitude. Everyone is head over heels at first. I don't know what you're saying. Everyone is head over heels at first. Where did that come from? Thank you, Kelvin. I'm dying to say that. Yeah, dude, I'm glad you guys are focused on my hair. I think there's better things to focus on than somebody's hair. You know, if I look at Brad Pitt's hair too long, I kind of start to get annoyed, to be honest with you. So even if it's giving you that initial validation, I think there's a little better things to focus on, just saying. But I appreciate it though, I do. Will you have time? Yeah, the rain, even if it rains, we're gonna go out, you know. Just do what we gotta do. Yeah, his hair was awesome for sure. That's so cool, you know, good for him. You know, that's amazing. I'm glad he's got great hair, you know. The color blue is nice too. You know, I thought, oh good, that's amazing, dude. You know, fucking donuts taste good sometimes too, dude. Yeah, fucking love donuts, dude. Donuts are amazing, dude. Yeah, dude, you know, fuck yeah, bro, you know. Love the Snapchat pic of you too. Thank you. Rhonda, thanks so much for the 5 gifted subs, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Sandra. What else do you love? Just getting better, dude. Feeling better, you know? A life. Sometimes it's the small things that make you smile. Yeah, but then you kind of got a problem. You know, sometimes it is the small things, but to be fixated on the small things is a problem. You know, you want to be fixated on the things that really matter and then enjoy the small things for sure. But if you're too fixated on the small things, you tend to kind of overdo it where it doesn't even give you, you're kind of like forcing that feeling where it's like, you know. So yeah, it's harder to suck it up, but I've learned yeah, it starts to lose meaning, and then when that happens, it's not good. I don't know. It's. You start to think, why isn't this giving me that that feeling? You know. So focus on the big things, but then enjoy it throughout the small things. You know. Sandra, thank you again. Smooth fixation, I think, is the best. Yeah, no, exactly. Well, you can fix it on like your things that are your goals and things that matter, you know. And then you're like, you know, just say I'm playing baseball and I'm focused. I want to be the best, right? Going hard, right? Boom, 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 boom. Then I look up and I'm like, wow, the weather's beautiful, dude. Nice. Wow, the sky looks beautiful. But then I'm back on fixating on what matters, you know. So, kind of just tackling that gut, and then when you lift up your head, it's like, oh, gorgeous. But then back to tackling that gut, you know, and with what matters. Carlos, thank you. That 5 years is the most important 5 years of your life. Regret is real, no matter how you feel. I don't know what you're saying though, like genuinely. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, that 5 years is the most important 5 years of your life. Says who, first of all. And then regret is real, no matter how you feel. It's just off topic. Like, I don't, like, it's just two sayings that are just out of the air. I don't understand what you're saying. I think it's okay to pause and appreciate the beautiful things in life. Oh, of course. No one said it wasn't. The sunrise is here this week has been pretty nice. But I agree with you, you know. Great 5 years. And yeah, regret is real no matter how you feel. 100%, you know. But regret is something you work on, you know. If I regretted missing hockey or not playing a little longer, I can work on being a little better or doing something about that feeling, you know. So yeah, regret's real, but also sitting there and kind of giving up is also real as well, you know. And doing something about it is also real as well. So you can be a low vibration person and hate and do all this, or you can do something about it and kind of put that in your chest and do what people respect, you know. You have an inward beauty to you. I love it just as much as outward. Oh, thank you so much. Mandy, thank you for the one. Thank you. Right? Cal, thank you for the 100. Thank you. Oh. But yeah, the main thing about today is focus. You know, having that focus kind of builds everything else around you, you know, because it's so easy to focus on the things that don't matter. You know, you can focus on all these things all the time where you're just like, you feel like you're going crazy because you're not really like picking one thing and just sticking to it, you know. When you pick one thing and just stick to it, that's when things start to make more sense. That's when things start to happen, you know. So that's the biggest conversation about today, is pick something that is just gonna keep your focus, and then don't stop focusing on it. And yeah, it's not gonna be easy. Sometimes you're not going to want that, but that's a good thing. That's gonna keep you growing. It's gonna keep you moving forward, you know. A lot of people understand this concept for sure. They don't talk about it enough. Why? Because they're doing it. But when you've been doing that for so long, and then you go through shit, and you realize the importance of it. So that's the importance of going through shit, is you realize the importance of it more, and then you're able to stick with it more, you know. So yeah. JJ with the 100, thank you so much. So just kind of reminding, you know. Love when we have these deep chats, so much insight. Yeah, dude, it's not even that deep. Like, it is deep, but it's more of just like a conversation that, like, you know, everyone, you should be having, and you should be putting it towards yourself, you know. there's so much things you can do that are just bettering your life, but you need to like continuously focus on one thing that's going to better your life, you know. Are you able to share what you're focused on today? I already told you baseball, right? Like for me, I want to help my sister with that. I have more things, don't get me wrong, but you have to have an initial thing that you kind of is like, this is an obligation that I'm doing. So it's like training with my sister, throwing that ball to her, getting her better. If she doesn't want to do it, let's say she doesn't want to do it, I'm still sticking with the baseball, the athleticism, pushing towards that, studying something that makes me feel this has value. But then obviously I have singing, I have other things around me that I do as well. But having something that's initial focus, that's in your driver's seat, that's driving you, is going to make everything else around you grow. And you're gonna just feel, it's gonna feel lighter. So just having that focus, you know, something that you don't have to be doing it all the time, but something that you check in on when you remind yourself to check in on it. You're also helping yourself getting on about exactly. Especially okay with the 5 gift. And it's not a flex, you know. It's not a flex for helping out my sister. It's an obligation because she's my sister and she needs help. So it's something that like I wouldn't even share this if I didn't have to. It's something that I genuinely enjoy to do. It's something that I genuinely am pushing towards because it's my sister. And it started there. The rest is for me, and I would always keep that, but it's for her. You know? Yeah. Special kid, thank you. But because you're her big brother, you're stepping up when she needs you. Yeah, I never said I wasn't, right? For sure. And like, it's something that I want to do. You know, it's something that like, do I want to see my sister not do good, or do I want to see her do good? You know? Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, to be honest, you weren't wrong. It is a flex. But I'm saying I'm not doing it for the flex. But yeah, of course, it's a flex. When people see that, they admire it, right? 100%. But I'm just like reminding that that's not the reason I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so your word wasn't wrong, but there's more into it. That's all. Yeah, no, everyone's good. You are, yeah. You know, everyone has good in them. They can, but yeah, dude. You know, some people are lost. Some people this, that, the other, whatever. I don't focus on those people. I try to focus on myself, and if people learn from it, great. If they don't, great. You know, there's nothing I can do. But yeah, you know, it's for how I feel, how I want to feel. You know, that's it. Stars in the sky full of stars. Yeah, I got a dino shirt, yeah. Yeah, this was from that art museum. There was no pun intended, but when I picked it out, I definitely thought about that after. But I just looked at this shirt and I'm like, I want to wear that today. Yeah, Montreal. Yeah. Did you see that painting when you were in the museum? Amy, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't really remember, but I think so, yeah. I just don't really care. Amy, thank you for the 500, thank you. Yeah, nice. I showed you guys. Perfect. Beauty. I watched Moneyball last night actually with Brad Pitt. I don't know if you guys seen that, but it's a good movie. It's a baseball movie. I watched that. I didn't watch it all though. I fell asleep like halfway through. I've done that so many times with Moneyball. Take care. We can go. Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, science, sports. Yeah, it's more like economics and sports, and yeah, science, but just kind of like, you know, seeing that like, yeah, but yeah, I would say yeah, science. Yeah, he kind of the back end of kind of studying players and realizing that there's a lot of players that are good, but a lot of people miss these things, you know, and then they're kind of like, you know, we can work on that or whatever, and just working on a team. So yeah, I think it's a true story. 100. Yeah, I'm pretty like positive it's a true story. Yeah, the math behind it, everything, all of that. The Natural is a good baseball movie with Robert Redford. Thanks. The Natural. Julia might like the movie A League of Their Own. Tom Hanks and Madonna, really good. Oh damn, thanks. Watch Major League, filmed in Cleveland with Charlie Sheen. Damn, there's a lot of baseball movies. Thanks, guys. The Sandlot, yeah, Sandlot's good. I've seen that. Yeah, really good. Jonah was good in that too. Yeah, you should definitely watch The Natural. I love sport movies. Something so real about them. Yeah, yeah. It's good. It's good. Especially right now with just this focus, it's nice to watch with stuff with baseball and sports and stuff like that. You know. But yeah, I'm gonna get going, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. I'll let you guys know what time. I'm not too sure, but I gotta get going. Kind of focused on her for a bit because I can see she's getting antsy. So I gotta go. But thank you guys so much. Take care. Okay. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Bye.